Our second lead story today, we are going to Ghana, where a group of lecturers and student campaigners who have been campaigning for the removal of India's Mahatma Gandhi statue will have their day, as the foreign ministry have said they're going to move it to a safer location. Now, the activists complain that Gandhi was a racist towards black people, taking note of his 21 years spent in South Africa, where his legacy has also been questioned, fighting for the rights of Indians living in the country at that time as mostly laborers.
This decision came after the statue was damaged by unidentified individuals. An online petition launched by students and some faculty of the university has already collected about 1,700 signatures. The relocation of the statue of the pacifist leader is necessary in the struggle for the respect of the nation and culture. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration considers the allegation that Gandhi is racist as unfortunate verbal attacks.
Exactly, and this is a topic that has created a lot of conversation, especially with the release of a book that was shedding light into the kind of life Mahatma Gandhi lived in South Africa. And joining us is Manse Arekai, one of the leaders of the campaign, and we spoke with him before when this campaign began. Manse, you are at the forefront of this and pushing for the removal of Gandhi statue from the University of Ghana. Now, the foreign minister said last week it's going to be removed. How are you feeling about this? Vindicated? Do you feel it is justified finally?
Yes. I mean, we are happy that the statue is going to be removed because it does not belong there. It does not belong anywhere on this land. But then also, we are slightly worried about the arbitrariness of the removal because, we're following protocol and we submitted a petition to the University Council, which is currently under consideration, and then the Ministry of Foreign Affairs out of the blue decides to remove it. Yes, we do want it to be removed, but then we also very much want it to follow procedure. What the Foreign Ministry has done now is to more or less delegitimize the authority of the University Council, which in itself is problematic. But overall, yes, we're happy that the statue is coming down. We just like for due process to be followed, especially if, we are in a country that's supposed to be governed by laws. What the Foreign Ministry did was a bit unilateral.
And Manse, this campaign is all about, it's all about the larger campaign of decolonization. This is definitely a victory, as you're explaining. What is going to be next for you after this?
Over the last week, we've actually been having several meetings and several gatherings around decolonizing our spaces, starting from the academy, meaning the university, and also basic education institutions, what our curriculums like. Our curriculums are such that we do not have a sense of self. We do not have a sense of who we are. And it's important that we generate conversation and we generate knowledge because it's available that informs people about who they really are and our place on this planet. So there is an education campaign in the works that is going to be disseminated. Actually, at the end of the month, we're having a gathering in one of the marginalized communities in Accra, Jamestown, where we're going to be engaging the community about some of these issues. Because a lot of times it's done in English, and sometimes, people are not really proficient with the language, and they might miss certain nuances. So, we're going to start by having conversations in languages that people can access around these issues of decolonizing.
Now, finally, Manse, you're doing this for the youth, and probably a big number still do not understand this whole process. And while you're campaigning about this, you're mentioning texts that people can read to get the whole idea. Now, has this had some effect, and do they understand the real meaning of this decolonization process?
I think that it's definitely created a space for conversation. It's generated a lot of debate, which in itself is great, because now we're beginning to ask questions and we're beginning to have to research. Many people had one perception about Gandhi. Now they've had to dig more and actually find out about his racist past and how he felt about people of color, Africans in particular, and also his contribution to institutionalizing the caste system, in India, his home country, where now, millions of people are subjected to discrimination because of his teaching, So it's not so much of people getting on. I can tell you for a fact it's generated a lot of heated debate. And that in itself is the beginning of us starting to discover and to learn, about how important it is not to glorify oppressors in our midst. So, if I have to answer your question, yes, there's a camp that is unaware of what's going on, and I feel like they are vilifying the campaign for very selfish reasons. But then there's a large group of people, significantly large group of people. If you go onto change.org and look at our campaign, we have over 1,800 signatures, and within Ghana itself, most of the time when this thing comes up on the radio or on the television, most people who are calling in are in support of this. So, and I'll tell you that there's definitely an interest in this sort of political process, and it's begun very important conversations within our society.
Well, according to a book that was released, Shedding Light on Gandhi's Life in South Africa, it is said that he often tried to campaign and prove that Indians were better than Africans. And if you want stories like this and follow up on Manse Aryekai, who we just spoke to from Ghana, you can log on to Africanews.com, and you can also engage with us using the hashtag #TheMorningCall on Twitter @AfricaNews and @AfricaNewsFR. We'll be right back.